Ubisoft, ladies and gentlemen, is back in the headlines. And depending on who you are, you might feel about this news, or you might feel. Now, for the longest, it's been rumored Ubisoft is working on a remake of the beloved Assassin's Creed 4. If you need a friendly reminder, that's the one where you play as a pirate who never becomes an actual assassin. And a lot of people were excited because this is a lot of people's favorite entry in the series, but rumors are surfacing that this will not be a one-to-one remake where they just improve the visuals and some quality of life changes. There might be some major overhauls of the gameplay mechanics. And like I said earlier, depending on who you are, you might like or dislike this. According to DualShockers, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake reportedly will make it more like an RPG. While Ubisoft is yet to confirm the existence of Black Flag's remake, given the amount of unofficial confirmations for the game, it's just a matter of time until it's announced in its official capacity. The irony of you reading this as I pass Ubisoft headquarters, you probably should have just shook your head. Even if the game is not announced yet, gameplay details have seemingly surfaced, and it's the latest slate of rumors ring true, then this will be more than just a visual overhaul. Apparently, Ubisoft is targeting the AC4 Black Flag remake to be more like an RPG than the traditional third-person action game. If you're not following this, if I'm reading this correctly, Assassin's Creed Black Flag will be less like Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3, and more like Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, and Shadows. And depending on who you are, as I said earlier, you might feel. But I have a sneaky suspicion most people are probably gonna feel. Because me personally, I already felt like those boat battles were very redundant. I'm not a big Black Flag fan, but I can recognize a lot of people are. But you telling me they add an RPG elements to them long drawn out boat battles? I don't know, man. The rumors come from Jux Video Magazine, which posted a video about their recent findings about the remake. One of the key things to change is said to be that the gameplay will shift closer to the newer entries in the Assassin's Creed franchise, where it's more like an RPG. Here's the direct quote. The remakes remove the modern day and replace it with more content in Edward's pirate era. A few extra hours compared to the original. So this is almost like a director's cut. Not only are they changing the core gameplay mechanics, they're adding extra hours of gameplay. And it's really interesting too, because they're removing the modern day Abstergo stuff. And my thing is like, that kind of removes the context of the game. The modern day stuff wasn't the best, but it did add context to why we're playing as Edward Kenway. And I feel like if you didn't play the original one, if you remove the Abstergo office scenes, it's kind of confusing. Kind of like with Assassin's Creed Shadows, that's kind of been one of my issues with that game. The whole time I'm like, what does this have to do with the main Assassin's Creed timeline? And I don't know if there ever is any modern day stuff. Gameplay will shift closer to RPG styles of the newer games, loot and gear stats for Edward, inventory systems and combat leaning toward the RPG style rather than the choreographed combat of the original. No loading screens when moving from ship and land. The map is not bigger, but islands will be filled with more activities and side content. I'm not gonna lie. This game was already bloated like every other Ubisoft game. They said they about to make it even more bloated. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever heard anybody complain that an Assassin's Creed game wasn't long enough. What the fuck are they talking about? Expected to include cut content from the original, like parts of the Mary Read storyline that were dropped in 2013. It's not on the same big budget remake level as Resident Evil 2 or Silent Hill 2, but more of a faithful reimagining with updates. Oh no. Because they said it's got a tight budget, to me this sounds like this could be more of a remaster. Like they're just gonna up-res it and then add RPG elements, but it's not gonna be like Resident Evil 2 where they overhaul the graphics. Ubisoft's new Anvil pipeline engine, the same as this AC Shadow, so don't expect a big graphic jump. Release window currently targeted for early 2026, likely March, though some sources think it could slip into late 2026. They are reusing some assets from Skull and Bones to cut costs, but it won't be obvious to players. We don't want any Skull and Bones in our Assassin's Creed. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? What up, Fear the Deer? Everybody else coming through. I'm sorry, but my biggest gripe with the new Assassin's Creed is the RPG style is less cinematic. Yeah, I like ever since they introduced the RPG elements, it split the audience down the middle. Like some people like the more skill-based stuff with the original series, and some people like the RPG elements. For me, it depends on the game, because I really did love Origins and I really did love Odyssey, but Valhalla, I hated Valhalla, and Shadows is just okay to me. It's like in the middle. So like I understand why people have gripes with it, because me personally, I like some elements. I like the gear and the different things you unlock in the RPG elements and like being able to choose what you say. But then I also like when I stab somebody in the neck, they fucking die. And that's why I turn that shit on in Shadows. Like, why can't they make something like that in between? Yo, shout out to Gigantic Don with the sub. Appreciate it. It broke the immersion for me. Yeah, it breaks the immersion because you sneak around and, you know, you're climbing all over these places. You set up the perfect kill. You swoop down, stab them in the neck, and then they get up and say, who did that? And next thing you know, you're fighting, and I'm like, make me work. You made me work for that kill, and then I don't even get a kill off that shit. Why is it not playing my beat? So I could see this pissing a lot of people off. Not only that, it sounds like it's got a tight budget. Like the visuals won't even have a big graphical jump. What's the point of it then? I was going to ask if Skull and Bones is still a thing, but then again, yeah, they're like in their 3rd or 4th season or something like that. I don't know who's playing it, but they keep making it. The map should be more condensed to focus more on free running and parkour like an actual assassin. Well, that's not going to happen with the boat one, because you got to sell the 7 seas and sing she sandies and shit like that. What about the one between Valhalla and Shadows? Oh my God, I keep forgetting about that. Assassin's Creed Basim. What's that shit called? Assassin's Creed Headache. What's the name of that game? Mirage. That game is, I'm not even trying to be funny. I hate that game so much, I forget about it. That shit is fucking ass. I didn't like Mirage. Yeah, so I loved Origins. I loved Odyssey. I did not like Valhalla. Mirage was garbage to me. And then Shadows is just okay. At this point, I'd say they probably have more misses with the RPG system than hits. And to be honest, the hits they had, I feel like the story carried it. I think what I loved more about Origins and Odyssey is just the story and the characters. I think that's why Valhalla didn't resonate with me. Like, I don't want to be a fucking Viking. Shout out to Gree with the sub, and that's why I think Shadows is just okay. It's like a 7.5, because like it has its moments where the characters really resonate with me, especially some of the sections with the Black Samurai, the DEI Samurai, somewhere in the middle. Odyssey's story fizzled out for me. If you played the whole thing with the DLC, I feel like it paid off. Was wondering why the comments were turned off. I haven't tuned into the last few streams. The comments are turned off, really? I didn't turn them off. You know what's funny? I was looking at my VOD stats the other day. You talking about the VODs, right? I was wondering why there hasn't been any comments recently. Maybe I accidentally turned it off. I might have hit a setting or something. I'll write that down on my phone. I probably accidentally broke something. They've been off since last week. I probably accidentally did something. Let me put that in my phone to remember to look at the settings. YouTube comment settings. Streaming. I actually appreciate you bringing that up, because I was wondering myself. I was like, what happened to the comments? I was like, guess niggas not fucking with the VODs no more. Mirage gameplay is fine, but Basim's pretty weak. Yeah, I didn't like Basim. I didn't like the story. The ending was basura. They trying to slow your engagement type shit. I also saw a tweet asking if AC should be taking place in modern times, and I'm so out of the loop, I wonder if that could work. Well, I always thought that's what the goal was. I mean, at the end of Assassin's Creed 2, that's the way they set it up, and I think that's the biggest fumble in gaming history, the way they handled the modern day stuff. Yo, hey, hold up, yo. It's kind of hot in my house. That 4080 checking heat, it always is whenever I start fucking streaming. AC modern times would be Watch Dogs. That shit was a fumble. I don't think that would have been it. So that's your update on it. Doesn't mean any of this is true. Keep in mind, this is all a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt, but don't be surprised if this turns out to be true. Nuclear reactor shit, imagine having a 5090. That shit don't even work half the time, and it's blowing up your house. At least with a 4080 or a 5090, you blow up your house and your games actually run well, unlike the PS4. Have y'all seen the footage of Marvel Rivals on the PS4, I've been dying. My TikTok For You page has been cracking up, bro. Like the menus don't even load, bro. They be lagging all over the place. It's no textures. But I'm an asshole when I say that's a 13-year-old console. You got a fucking teenager trying to play new games. If you don't go sign up for fucking middle school and get the fuck out of here with that TI-83 calculator. I'm low-key enjoying Death Stranding after 2K's bullshit. You like what you like. I'm just expecting a lazy remaster. Yeah, after that, I'm kind of expecting it's Ubisoft. If you have any expectations for Marvel's Wolverine, got some new news for you. Release window set and the Venom game development is ongoing, it's claimed. New rumors about Insomniac's upcoming projects have surfaced online. It seems that Marvel's Wolverine is targeting a 2026 release window, and the Venom project hasn't been canceled. Development is still going on. So let me ask the chat, do we care about the Venom video game? Let me know. Appreciate the sub. Marvel's Wolverine is easily the most anticipated project right now from Insomniac Games, and players have been waiting to hear more about the game since it was revealed back in 2021. Insider Gaming recently exclusively revealed that the game is likely to be at PlayStation's next State of the Play. And now new claims about Insomniac's Wolverine and Venom have surfaced online. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little tired, bro. Today was leg day. That shit kind of hit me. I hate that shit. Insomniac's making it? Yeah. So like in the leak that came out last year, it was leaked. They're working on obviously Wolverine, and then after that, they're working on a Venom game. That threw people off. And then after Venom, I believe Spider-Man 3, and then after Spider-Man 3, I believe the X-Men. My thing is, like, me personally, I'm not that big of a Venom fan, and what we saw in Spider-Man 2 just didn't captivate me enough. I felt like that Venom section was cool for about 5 minutes, and then it got really redundant because he only had like 2 or 3 moves. So if they do a Venom game, I hope they really flesh out the character and make him different enough from Spider-Man to where it's an engaging experience, because that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried we're going to get that Venom section from Spider-Man 2, but for 20 hours. And then also, like I said, really innovate and create some interesting ways to make Venom an interesting and fun playable character, completely different from Spider-Man, and make it a full-blown project. I'm also worried this is going to be another Spider-Man Miles Morales. As much as it pains me to say this, they never had to make that game, bro. That game was like 9 hours. And it was barely different from Spider-Man 1. And in my humble opinion, yeah, I got one for y'all. As much as it pains me to say this, one of the reasons I think Spider-Man 2 felt so underwhelming, at least in my opinion, is because they put out Spider-Man Miles Morales. Spider-Man Miles Morales was just not different enough from the first game. So then we got a third game, which is the second one technically. And they still didn't innovate. I think if they would have just went Spider-Man 1 to 2, it would have been more impressive. But I don't feel like it was a big enough jump. Not rocking with the swagger of a black teen. I love Miles, but the game didn't need to exist. I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't really tell you. I remember the final boss fight in Spider-Man 1. That shit was fire. I don't really remember too much of the story beats of Miles Morales. I don't really remember. Besides the friend, I think that was like evil, but. It was okay. Yeah, it could have been DLC. I think it should have been DLC for the first game, but you know. Let's see. Marvel's reportedly aiming for a 2026 release date. Shout out to Yes with the sub. Insomniac Games suffered a massive ransomware attack in 2023, which revealed a plethora of information about their upcoming projects, including Marvel's Wolverine and Venom, among others. The leaks indicated that Wolverine would be targeting a 2026 release window, and now a report by MP First state the sources familiar with the situation have informed them that Wolverine is on course. Release day. Let's see. So Venom's development status. The same sources that provided information about Marvel's Wolverine stated that Venom's development is ongoing. No information was revealed about the latter's release window or development progress. Moreover, a different sources also provided MP First with story details for Marvel's Venom. However, they were unable to verify them. Starting with the narrative claims of the Venom game, it appears that Eddie Brock, everybody's beloved Venom, will become the protagonist in the upcoming title. Anti-Venom will also be a part of this game, but it isn't the one we saw Peter using in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Instead, it's a different, more frightening version, which will end up with Eddie Brock, who can retain his persona while using the Anti-Venom. Spider-Man 2099 might be featured in one of the upcoming projects. Lastly, the report also revealed that Spider-Verse's Miguel O'Hara, or Spider-Man 2099, will be featured in one of the upcoming projects, and Insomniac Games is currently working on the character. It's unclear which game this character will be part of, whether that's Venom or Marvel's Spider-Man 3. Nevertheless, none of this information is confirmed, but blah, blah, blah. Take it with a grain of salt. I believe this is probably true, because there was a character, if you got all the collectibles, there was a character that was in Into the Spider-Verse that appeared in Spider-Man 2. So I believe that it's possible that Miguel could appear in the video games. Like they were kind of hinting at it in the last game. Still nothing interesting here that like gets me super excited. But I mean, if you wanted an update on Wolverine and Venom, there you go. This has my interest, not gonna lie. Spider-Man 2099 could be more interesting. Venom, Wolverine, and Blade coming. I wish I was 10 right now. I am curious though. I wonder if Insomniac is worried about pigeonholing themselves. No, we don't need a Madam Web, nigga. No, we don't. Because Insomniac went from making different creative games to now they're the Marvel company. And like, I would hate for them to pigeonhole themselves. Don't just be the Marvel company, you know, make something else. If not Insomniac, what dev team you wouldn't mind taking over Wolverine? Respawn. I think after Jedi Survivor, they proved they can make a single player RPG. Just, you know, we got to worry about the optimization on that. But Respawn, I feel like they could do it and make something really creative with really cool traversal mechanics. Shout out to Hydration with the sub. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's your update on Wolverine. Other updates I got for you. Battlefield 6 devs love the sniper memes, but know they have work to do. Between now and launch of Battlefield 6 next month, Battlefield Studios and its developers will be working to refine the game based on what they learned during the beta test. Players have already shared their responses to the beta with some bitingly funny memes, I've never seen that word before, used at least, including some about the game's sniper flair. For those unaware, they were calling people glinters that use snipers, those fucking glinters. The Battlefield 6 team has seen those pics and they think they're hilarious. Battlefield 6 technical director Christian Ball and the senior console combat designer Matthew Nickerson recently spoke with IGN about the upcoming release. When asked about the memes, they admitted to laughing at them while taking their points to heart. I saw those. I thought it was hilarious, they said. Obviously, we need to fix some things and tune some things. So it was funny to see players react in a humorous way to those things, but also great to get feedback and say, we need to tune down snipers or we need to change the glint so it's not like, you know, I saw those memes with the hillside just full of giant glares. That's what I'm saying. That map was horrible. It was full of fucking snipers. Yeah, he chuckled when he wrote that shit. Fucking glinters. They're really, really funny and they kind of magnify, hey, we still have work to do. They said, for example, with the sniper glint stuff, we knew it was too strong, so we stepped it back. Good. We knew the bullet tracer effect was too strong, so we stepped it back. Good. At the end of the day, now nerf the fucking shotgun. At the end of the day, it keeps us honest. It keeps us like, hey, we have work to do. These are the things that players are maybe not vibing with or vibing with in different capacities from a different standpoint. And from the team, we love this stuff. The community is engaged and we are engaged. So they're listening. They're not getting butthurt like Ubisoft. They're taking the jokes with stride and trying to improve the game. I got a good feeling about Battlefield 6. Bro, I hopped on Battlefield 6 yesterday and fam, it's so bad I'm ready for this to drop. Oh, Black Ops 6. I was like, how'd you hop on Battlefield? Black Ops 6. That's what you meant. Okay, my fault. Yeah, but ew. And guess what? Black Ops 7 gonna be just like 6. That was the weekend. The weekend was straight. What was the weekend was straight? What y'all do? Other Battlefield 6 news. The devs confirmed console-only crossplay mode. For those of you who are worried about cheaters on PC, got some good news for you. Battlefield 6 devs have revealed that there is a console-only crossplay mode in development, along with other details about the feature. Many players were concerned about Battlefield 6's crossplay mode, wondering whether there might be a feature that allows console players to matchmake only against other console players. Fortunately for them, the developer has confirmed that Battlefield 6 has a console-only crossplay mode. No PC sweats, no PC sweats. You ain't got to worry about them. When crossplay is off, PlayStation players can still play with Xbox players on Battlefield 6. During a new interview with IGN, the technical director Christian Ball and his senior console combat designer Matthew spoke about Battlefield 6 crossplay mode and confirmed the console-only feature. Nickerson first explained that the crossplay is a simple toggle that can be found in game. Moreover, for the preference input, if a console player is matchmaking, the lobby will provide preference to other console players in a set time frame and then fill up the rest if required with PC players. So even if you don't turn off the PC crossplay, when you're on console, they're saying it's still going to preference matching you with console players and then fill the room rest with PC. So like you could be in a room where it's 80% console and then 20% PC. It's really up to you. I'm not gonna read the rest of this shit because I mean it's pretty self-explanatory. I personally don't care about this because I play on PC, but if you play on console and you're worried about cheaters, I mean it's cool. It's a quality of life feature. I'm not mad at it. You could turn the shit off. This iOS 26 update is dope. What's in it? I didn't know there was an update. What's in it? Oh, this might be the start of something standard in multiplayer spaces. I'm not mad at it because it's pro-consumer. I say it doesn't affect me, but I'm never going to be against something that's good for that's what some people want. So cool. This is a W. This is a fucking W from EA. Just don't forget it's EA, chat. We watching them. My PS4 just overheated and turned off. Say it ain't so, bro. Damn, I streamed that fire. In other positive news, Silksong has sold more than 3.2 million copies on Steam in less than 2 weeks, industry analyst estimates. I'm not reading the rest of this shit. You get it. That's just the Steam numbers alone. We don't even know what else is going on. Oh, actually, no, I'm gonna read that right there. On Steam, additionally, they said it's been downloaded approximately 1.5 million times through the Xbox Game Pass, though it's unclear how many of those downloads were distributed between console and PC. So a bunch of people bought it, but even more people played it thanks to the Game Pass. Let your bottom of the barrel 2K crew members, they about to get kicked. I see some inactivity. I gotta look at them. Don't kick them yet, because I don't know. That means Chaos about to get kicked, Flock. But gaming is dead. Gaming is in a great place. I love to see people. This is what I love to see. I personally don't care about this game that much, but a lot of people were super excited about it. And they put their money where their mouth is, you know? They don't sit on social media and bitch and complain about how gaming is dead and then proceed to buy nothing. These people said, we want this fucking game. We want it now. And it came out and motherfuckers actually bought it. The welfare pass. Chill. So yeah, shout out to Silksong. Shout out to Silksong. What y'all talking about? The 2K crew. He said he's about to kick some people at the bottom of the list. I say you about to get kicked in. And don't be dumbass news. I'm not gonna read the review. I'm not gonna read the review, but some news broke earlier, like during this weekend, that somebody leaked the Silent Hill, the Silent Hill remake reviews. He broke embargo on Reddit. So I mean, if you want to go find it on Reddit, you can. And he's getting clowned on social media. And then they was asking him about it. This man posted his review early and he said, there isn't an embargo. How can you talk about it so open? No, he said, isn't there an embargo? How can you talk about it so openly? The embargo just gives me a deadline and prevents me from talking spoilers. Everything I'm talking about are things that will be in the review. Guys, if you ever get early access to anything and you sign an NDA or an embargo, that means you're not allowed to talk about it, period. Everybody has to release their content at the same exact time. It's supposed to promote fairness. These motherfuckers are stupid. He's getting fired, bro. And the funny part is he was like, this is such and such from DualShockers. He said where he worked in the Reddit, bro. Motherfuckers get so happy to finally get in the game. Now you worked extra hard to get in the league. He said right there, I write for DualShockers. Nigga. You'd be so happy you get to the league. Now your ass on the bench, bro. This shit is fucking funny. And this is bad. You don't want to break embargo because this is a reflection on DualShockers, which, you know, I literally just covered a DualShockers article. They're one of the biggest websites in the gaming space. This makes the website look bad. It makes them look unprofessional. And Konami may not want to fuck with them anymore. They might not get any more codes. So he's probably going to get fired. Yeah, he lost all credibility. Wait, can't you get blacklisted? Yeah, you can get blacklisted for that shit. Because it's supposed to create a fair battlefield for everybody to release their content at once, but also give time for the publisher to, you know, create an advertisement, you know, a proper media blitz. But if you release before everybody else, you're giving yourself an advantage and you're breaking the rules. So, he said, I write for DualShockers. Not long, buddy. Yeah, don't be a dumbass, chat. Wanted that validation so bad.